Today we'll be making white bean blondies. For our white bean blondies, we will need the following: white beans, brown sugar, vanilla extract, almonds and almond flour, vanilla paste, which can be substituted with vanilla extract in the event you can't find it, baking powder, butterscotch chips, large eggs, kosher salt, and melted butter. First things first, we're gonna open our can of beans and rinse and drain them. It's another great way to use up canned beans. However, if you felt like cooking them, you're more than welcome to. We'll give these a rinse over the sink. We want to make sure to rinse our beans whenever we're using them to rinse off that liquid that they've been soaking in, as well as that tinny taste that has a tendency to stick to them. Our rinsed and drained beans will go into our food processor. The great thing about this recipe is it's almost exclusively done in our food processor. To these beans, we'll add our sugar, our baking powder, and our salt. So again, we want to make sure we pack our brown sugar nice and tight. Almost like building a sandcastle. We're gonna let this run in our food processor until it's a smooth mixture. Pausing every now and then to scrape the sides to make sure we don't have any chunky bits of bean. One more little scrape, and then we'll add our eggs. To this, we're going to crack in 2 large eggs, and we'll let this whiz for a while to develop some air in there. Once our eggs are incorporated, we'll add our almond and vanilla paste, and then slowly stream in our butter through the feed tube while the mixer's running. Once we've got a nice mixture, we will dump this into our mixing bowl where we'll add our butterscotch chips, our almonds, and our almond flour. Into our wet mixture, we will incorporate our dry. I like to add my almond flour a little bit at a time, as it has a tendency to be a little bit clumpy, and we want to keep this as smooth as possible. We'll have the other half of our almond flour now that we've got a lump-free batter working, followed by our almonds and butterscotch chips. There we go. We don't want to overmix this, just make sure everything is equally incorporated, and into our prepared pan it'll go. Here I have an 8x8 brownie pan that I've lined both directions with parchment in order to make it easier to come out. Spread it all the way to the sides to make one even layer. Tempting as it may be to eat this batter, it does have raw eggs in it, so I don't highly recommend it. Once you've got a nice spread even layer, we'll give it a little tap. We'll stick it in the oven at 350 degrees for 15 to 20 minutes until a toothpick, when tested in the center, comes out clean. Once completely cooled, remove them from their pan and dust with powdered sugar. Resist the urge to cut into these while they're warm to keep them from crumbling. Big thanks to Family Wellness out here in West Fargo for hosting us today, and a wonderful thank you to the Northarvest Bean Growers Association for inviting me here to show you some really fun things with beans. If you enjoyed these recipes, please check out beaninstitute.com or find us on YouTube.